I'm alive. Looking at good enough. Ah. Might as well start with this. Breaking during a serious discussion on the U.S.-Israel-Iran war, Pakistan's senior defense strategist Abdul Basit said, "If America attacks Pakistan, we will nuke India. Our missiles can reach the U.S., so Indian cities like Delhi and Mumbai become targets. Can't reach the U.S." I can't tell what he's saying. But of course, a lot on the internet are definitely of the opinion that and that this one scene has got a lot of mileage. I remember growing up with Iron Giant film. Supposed to take place, I guess, in the like 1950s or 1960s. Turn my notification ladder. All right, let's switch over to the Observer account. The synthesis between what the trads, I guess, social traditional conservatives propose and what Bronze Age Mantis proposes. Vaguely homoerotic, aspiring nudist bodybuilder. Vaguely homoerotic Hellenism. That what we can classify Bronze Age Mantis as proposing. Bronze Age pervert. Both of which I think miss the mark in different ways. It's simply to get married, have kids, and have fun while doing it, particularly when one is making them. What the fuck? Bronze Age pervert proposes a bold solution to the fertility crisis in Jacques today. Oh god, this got a penis. Fertility cult. This shows adult content. Hold up. What is this? That okay. Okay. It's just text. How far down the rabbit hole do I have to go on this? Beyonce was up half the night with the baby who was inconsolable for much of it. This morning I heard him through earplugs and two closed doors and went in, and the instant I took him, he stopped. Oh, this is an old tweet. He stopped crying. I soothed him for a minute and handed him back, and he immediately started screaming again despite fiance doing everything I did. We are generally pretty equal on how much time we spend taking care of the baby, so it's not like the baby's more familiar with me. It's nice to have a superpower, but also I don't want the related responsibilities. Something. Moms need to be the primary caretaker of the baby. Modern women don't understand. Want equal duties and responsibilities. Is there a particular reason you don't do the obvious thing here? Somebody is speaking up. Hi, they prefer mom for the majority of the first year, or at least the first 2 to 3 months due to your voice and smell. It's what they're most familiar with. There are studies on this. Please don't let your child cry just because it's dad turn. They aren't at an age of comprehension yet. Oh, there's some other quotes over. You should go see someone. This isn't a normal response to being a parent. Why do you not go be a mother to your child? This is one of the most disturbing evil things I've ever seen shared. Don't ever marry a feminist, lest end up in a poisonous situation of a woman denying her child love because fake equality. Presidents say a prayer for her husband and neglected baby. This is what we in prior times called nature. I am a super present father, but no baby ever has wanted me, their father, more than they want their mother, my wife. There is no forcing that. When you're an adult, you think you can outsmart nature. We get too big for our britches, but when you have kids, you encounter brutally honest nature in the form of a baby you love, and they don't want their dad, they want their mom. What's this guy saying? Okay, I guess he's going too overboard saying that the dad, like the babies don't recognize the dad. There's no overheating risk with kangaroo care, and fathers are encouraged to globally to participate in skin-to-skin accelerated bonding. Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily soothe the child when it's backing out. The first time I went to one of Ayla's org, oh my, Ayla, like sex researcher who also lives it. I was literally like, holy shit, this is the most Dionysian experience I've ever had. I didn't know such pure hedonism existed. So I think maybe you're suffering from a serious failure of imagination. So somebody who probably was not in the right headspace to be a perhaps shouldn't have been a mom in the from the get go. What was that tweet from? So wait, so she posted this December 30th. So before that, prior to that, she had talked about going to an orgy, but she only spoke about that in December 2025. Who knows how long ago that was? Going by the replies, it seems everyone wants a higher TFR until it means women go to orgies for fun, get to then find someone to have kids with. Apparently, there should be consequences or something impeding this. Well, nope, the universe doesn't work that way. But I'm confused. Yeah, and we don't want higher TFR if it means that women go to orgies for fun and then find someone. The basic idea is that if you're a woman and you're going around and sleeping with a bunch of different guys, you're not capable of holding a monogamous relationship, which is what guys want. Either that or the guys are DJing and want multiple women to themselves, which we're invertly getting towards that point from two ends, i.e., super like I don't want to say socially liberal, sexually liberal, tech bro financiers at the top who, because of social stigma of sleeping around, has so degraded, are able to have like a cadre of women that bounce in between who may or may not be fully aware of this. And basically, if they found out that they're doing this because find out about this, there's no real monetary consequences. Like you can't sue this guy like you slept around with me while you're sleeping around with other women. Like, whoops, you caught me. There's no law against that. Maybe there are laws, but no prosecutors bring it up to take it at unless I don't know he's a real like enemy of whatever state he's in, federal or state U.S. sub-state. Man, I'm just going off on this, but yeah, and probably just being blatant hedonist does not lead to long-term TFR. Having strict social mores about you don't go sleeping around, sleeping with somebody. It's probably because you guys are already in the mentality that you're gonna get hitched at probably within a year. Fertility barbell plus corresponding upper class divergence of sexual mores means that a disproportionate number of elite children will be the result of getting Eiffel Towered at key parties. Oh. Yeah, it's class divergence of sexual mores means that a disproportionate number of elite children will be the result of getting Eiffel Towered at key. Okay, yeah, so the monetary elite go around having their sex parties, and then some kids result of that, and they'll just take it because no skin off their back monetarily to take it. Bourgeoisie respectability results in getting married at 36 and a single panic baby after 2 years of fertility treatments on big co-insurance. So bourgeoisie respectability leads to getting married at 36, so way later than you should, and a panic baby after 2 years of fertility treatment. Yeah. I'm not even going to read what the hell. God damn it. So some guy makes a like charcuterie board, I guess you could say, for birds and stuff. Got pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, oats, rolled oats, blanched peanuts, other seeds. The most immediate thing that comes to my head is, oh, white people will be nice to anything except black people. Remember, somebody posted a video of like just putting a metal bowl out in the desert, a giant chunk of ice in it, and filling it up with water for local foxes to come drink out of. And some black person quote tweeted that saying, white people will be nice to any animal except black, to everything except black people. And well, you know, not necessarily just black people, but other humans can be kind of annoying. Whereas, you know, being nice to a fox just means like not, you know, killing it. And, you know, if it's out in the middle of nowhere and no bother to you, yeah, being nice and leaving out some hot water for it on a very hot day, kind of, you know, inconsequential. Whereas, you know, if you're being charitable to other human beings, to include black people, sometimes that evolves dependency that leads to things that you don't want. Is she Korean, Japanese, or Chinese? I want to say she's probably half white, maybe. She looks like maybe she's a quarter or half white from this picture. This could be AI generated, but if I had to guess, I would say she is Korean or Chinese. I don't know, but I swear there's something about Japanese, even when they look, is that the slight admixture they have from Jomon people, which can vary from like minimal to maybe a little bit too much, makes Japanese a bit distinct from Koreans and Chinese. Racist. 1986, all Asians look the same, don't they? Racist in 2026. Those wokoids can't tell women from Hebei from Henan. Poetry. Yeah. Racist, right? Racist in the modern day don't say all Asians look alike. They're able to like spot you out like you're from this particular province of China because of the structure of your face. What is Kremnu? Apparently, if you recode all cases where women withdrew their accusation as false, they're generally not counted that way for some reason. The false rape accusation rate rises to 20 to 40%. Okay, so if you examine all the cases where a woman makes an accusation and withdraws it, and count those withdrawals as false rape accusations jump up. So the cynical way you could say is that just because a woman withdraws her accusation doesn't mean it's false. It may mean legal pressure was put on her to withdraw it, i.e., or because she could have been sued for defamation or something. But you know, maybe the more likelihood is that in conjunction with legal advice, the woman is like realizing, oh, if I hold through this, there's other evidence that will bring this up, and I could possibly be, I don't know, be charged with lying under oath or giving false testimony. Oh. All right, that's an interesting way to. Oh, it's far more prominent than you would think. You just have to count cases where accusations are withdrawn instead of provably found to be false. So there's an argument to be made here. Making that does withdraw an accusation of an accusation necessarily mean that it's false? Probably more, probably super majority than not, it means it was false. Probably a more minimal amount of time, it means that the woman is facing repercussions that lead her to withdraw the accusation because it makes life easier than holding true. Enough about random bullshit on the timeline. Journalist, Nick Shirley investigated California's hospice industry, visiting Los Angeles, and addresses that bill millions in federal funds, but house empty offices or minimal setups. A single 3-story building there sheltered 89 licensed providers, 72 matching state auditor warning signs for fraud, with nearly 400 federal violations noted from 2021 to 2025. Governor Newsom's office deflected by blaming federal Medicare oversight, while the state has revoked over 280 licenses in 2020, a 2021 moratorium, and recovered millions amid national scrutiny. All right, so people are making their trying to make their bags muckraking as much as possible, and you're probably going to find this stuff far more in Democratic jurisdictions, state or local, because they're far more willing to just hand out money. There has been a narrative developing now that when it comes to left versus right, the left is far more willing to just hand out money to its clientele groups, where Republicans are just not inclined to that because ultimately they do believe in some level of some principle of minimal government, i.e. not just handing out money. You can find cases against it, probably like something immediately that came to mind is like agricultural subsidies, but those 10 subsidies don't tend to actually, are not straight up money given out, direct money deposited in farmers' bank account. It's usually like tax write-offs for weird ass edge cases against losses or not making a profit this year. You're not gonna in significant tax ledger. So if you want to commit fraud, doing it in Democratic jurisdictions, you're probably better off in the long of doing that. The same thing is also be said about local politics, is that especially in big cities, is that the cities just end up being captured by local interest groups because nobody cares about local politics. Up until like something is literally on a ballot in front of them, like, do you want to spend this much money? Do you want to raise your property tax? And then usually people would be like, what? No. Like, well, we had this, there was a Proposition Q, Proposition Quebec, use military phonology in Austin this past off-year election cycle for a big property tax increase for government services and stuff, and that got shot down. So to a certain extent, these like people pay attention far more to their state governments and federal governments far more than they do to their local governments, and that leads to governments being a house for whoever can lobby the local government more so than the local, the local population can organize and focus around. Everyone's permanently online. Everyone's only, the news focuses on state, federal first, and state stuff way more often. So you're not going to hear about, oh, this grant that was given out to this organization. Oh, there's much to be said that I know Arctotherium has posted about this, and another account, SebK. He did a whole thread about how, like, mayors should not be independently elected. They should be appointed by state government. I can't find it. He brought up how like Detroit at some point, this Michigan state government had to hard step in and appoint an overseer for the entire city because it was such a goddamn. And they were able to make some recoveries from that. Ultimately, certain demographic factors keep it from being too functional, but it was able to put it on a path that. So I would say out here in Texas, it's Jose Garcia or Garza. Did I spell that right? From earlier in the month. But yeah. In Austin, they have a problem that they're the Travis County DA uh who is all right, hold on. Jose Garza. Yeah. He has been on a mission to probably spend way more time uh prosecuting police for any time there's a use of force where he think he can make a case and has been consistently losing. So when it comes to that, and there's probably, similar things with other district attorneys in deep blue areas like Dallas, Tarrant, or Harris County, where the Texas government probably should get involved in saying, like, all right, all district attorneys may be independently elected, but the attorney general or maybe the governor can step in if at their complete discretion, no criteria needs to be met, um, such that are they at? Oh, why are they? Police groups are trying to ask. So the Attorney General of Texas could step in and say, all right, you are hereby removed from your position and I appoint somebody to fulfill your term up until the next general election cycle. And you are hereby barred from being it. So Jose Garza, under your tenure, you've spent multiple cases spending uh, uh, county resources to prosecute police officers for use of force and have consistently not been able to convict them. Meanwhile, other crimes like burglary have skyrocketed for tenure. You're hereby removed from your position, and you will be and a person will be appointed to take the remainder of your term. You are hereby barred from being uh from running for the position of district attorney again across the state. But that would be a certain level of heavy-handedness that probably Republican-minded people will be disinclined to, and Democrats will be ultimately inclined to because they'll see that in a state like Texas, this is ever only going to go one way against Democratic jurisdiction. I'm sure there could ultimately be some off case where some Republican DA in a lesser known county has not been doing the job properly and Paxton, the Texas AG steps in and says, all right, you're removed from position. The entire point is that mayors, police chiefs, district attorneys especially, may, or better, probably should be more centrally controlled in their appointment instead of the local elections that determine it, and then only extremely focused people pay attention to or even show up to vote for, which is why you get Soros-backed DAs, Soros-backed, quote unquote, making a mess of Austin. Has long been criticized for his soft on crime policies and targeting police officers. Criminal case tied to 2020 Austin, Texas George Floyd riots is erupting in broader controversy. Prominent law enforcement groups calling on for the Soros-backed district attorney to resign over accusations of misconduct, political coordination, withholding key evidence. Attorneys for Austin Police Department Officer Chance Bretches filed a motion in Travis County District Court to dismiss the case against him, alleging prosecutors in the DA Jose Gar's office violated the officer's constitutional rights and compromised the integrity of the case by not disclosing alleged behind-the-scenes communications with Austin officials, potentially holding the city or police leadership criminally responsible for harming injured protesters. Bretches is facing charges of aggravated assault by a public servant after being deployed as part of crowd control response during the 2020 riot. Officers worked to disperse demonstrators and restore order in downtown Austin. His attorney argued he relied on department-issued less lethal beanbag rounds that were later called into question, contending the equipment itself was defective and contributed. The alleged secret meeting with Austin officials about the city being responsible for the defective beanbag rounds has caused more harm than they were designed for. Bretch's attorney says we're something the prosecution was required to give us. The alleged secret meetings were something the prosecution was required to give us because it showed the belief and possibility that the city had criminal culpability in the case, i.e., the cop is following city and state procedures by using beanbag rounds, so holding him accountable is the wrong thing here. He's using beanbag rounds, which he was authorized to do by the city. So the city is at fault, not him. To a certain extent, if you want people to work for the government, they have to have some immunity from harms done following orders. Otherwise, nobody's going to want to put their neck out to be a police officer. The motion bases its claim of secret meetings on two sworn declarations, one from former Austin city manager who says he personally met multiple times with Garza and prosecutors in 2023 to discuss potential charges against the city, and another from a former city council member who says she was aware of internal communications indicating the DA's office was considering such charge. Prosecutors can hold meetings with anybody. There's nothing illegal about it, Bretch's attorney Doug O'Connell told Fox News. The problem in this case is the district attorney felt that he had enough evidence to indict the city as a corporate entity, which would make the city an alternative suspect or an unindicted co-defendant. O'Connell argues that Garza triggered disclosure obligations under Brady v. Maryland, which requires prosecutors to turn over potential exculpatory evidence to the defense. Right. But again, broader discussion to be had that red states should probably be moving to remove the autonomy of their big cities. So, they can have veto on their spending bills. Like, no, you're not spending half your budget on, basically don't do anything. We can tell this is you off your client group. And control over district attorneys. Like, no, you're not prosecuting crime as much as you. And there's something to be said that it's far more democratic this way because actually show up more for mid-federal elections. So if somebody wants to run in, I will be more harsh. I will be far more liberal in the use of, or liberal in a very loose sense. I will be far more enthusiastic in the use of the Attorney General's power to appoint, to crack down on soft on crime district attorneys across the state. Like, I will not be using this power. I will respect local autonomy. And people say, actually, no, we trust the Attorney General with power and vote in the mid and turn it. So it will actually show far more, agreement on this than a local election. People don't even pay attention. So, all right. Screed against local government fin for end. After smelling the word libertarian in his handle, the Libertarian Party candidate for vice president was unable to change it. Is now 10 hours past his deadline to get help from his team. This is a special kind of special. Just to clarify, my post about bigotry was specifically addressing the comments caught on hot mic clarification hashtag bigotry. What's a libertin? It's not even in his tweet. It's in his fucking name. It was an error with Twitter. My social media team will have it fixed by 2:30 a.m. That did happen. You don't have the ability to go on your phone and change your name. True libertarians believe that China's misallocating human capital by pushing its highest IQ strivers into running the government's competitive, decentralized local dictatorships. And it's true that the best private sector and worst public sector coincide in San Francisco, but San Francisco dying now. Strongmen were the best form of third world government from Latin America to Asia because their centralized militarist authoritarianisms kept Longhouse Commissar blobs in check, and the U.S. kept their militaries in check. But without such force, only high IQ governance can veto the veto points. So the veto, I don't. The U.S. was founded by people who sought independent frontiers, literal and figurative, and fought off every attempt at enclosing them under the collective thumbs of shrills, old frails, etc. But as this culture dies, our naggers will draw us back all to the Neolithic unless we govern. The prose here is getting a little bit beyond it, but like saying that autonomy worked well under far more libertarian spirited Anglo centralized culture of the early US. But as that culture has died or is slowly dying, we must govern more top down. Otherwise, far more local government will be under the control of the shrill olds and frills. All right, a half an hour in. Oh, I'm not going to give any. Fishback is a scammer, and he probably was having sex with women underage in legally dubious positions, i.e. having a position of power over them. Not somebody you should go after. And he's doing a kind of only online campaign. Vice, John Doyle was going over this heavily. Bring up his picture. I listened to his whole podcast he did recently about how to defeat neocons and stuff. This isn't from that episode. I can tell because he was wearing a different shirt. But the point being was people like Casey Putsch and Fishback running online only campaigns and not actually engaging with the Republican Party. Meanwhile, Brandon Herrera has been. He's been going county to county, working his ass off, trying to get local support, not doing an online only anything. You'd say he is like barely campaigning online. He was actually doing the work. Now, he's probably more of a man of means than you or I to go around county to county in one of the most geographically disparate districts in the U.S. that's, not like a singular district, single house district assigned to an entire state because of low population density. And, well, he finally triumphed by, ultimately it was a scandal, but kind of was, he did win the plurality of the vote the first time around and actually putting in the work. So maybe you say he got off easy with Tony's controversies coming through. But perhaps, it would have been nice to see at the runoff him beat Tony Gonzalez in the end. Instead of, getting the swift victory at the end here. So there, again, key takeaway from Fishback and Casey Putsch versus Brandon Herrera. Online only campaigns will get you clout online, and that's probably half of what these people are more after than anything else. And talking about goy slop and being constantly critical of Israel in a probably pretty pro-Israel state when it comes to likes of Florida. A lot of young evangelical Christians is, fucking retarded. And if you really want to combat these guys, you have to engage with local politics. Be engaged with your local Republican Party or local Democratic Party for that matter if you're across the aisle from me. So that is the succinct summary of Fishback. He's a grifter. He's doing an online only campaign, and he probably is doing that with the full expectation that he's not going to win. As I brought it up, got President Trump's nomination, even though he was not nominated in the primary. I managed to just learn that you just have to do these nices at like when you may have like gone against each other. It's my honor to be the voice of Texas 23, taking important issues such as the Big Bend Wall directly to the White House and DHS. This is one of many local issues facing the district, and it was a privilege to be able to advocate on behalf of people of West Texas. Today, Brandon Herrera, the Republican nominee for Texas 23rd Congressional District, met with leaders at the White House and the Department of Homeland Security in Washington, D.C. to discuss border security plans at the area of Big Bend National Park and Big Bend Ranch State Park. Herrera made the following statement. There has been great concern among the people of my district about how a potential physical border wall would damage natural beauty of Big Bend and harm tourism in the area. In my meetings with the White House and Department of Homeland Security, I advocated for an alternative solution that could rely on advanced technologies and an interdiction strategy that would not have a negative impact on the environment, wildlife, or thriving tourism that creates so many jobs there. I'm optimistic that working together we can find common. Okay, so he's even standing up to Trump a little bit here because he knows locals care about this issue. But perhaps from a distant perspective, you can say that this level of disaggregated government and paying attention to every petty local issue is a problem with modern governance. And that to be an effective government, sometimes you have to completely sideline one or two local communities here and there in order to actually bring about big infrastructure projects that you want to actually make things better. So maybe Big Bend needs to suffer a little bit, and the local people's voices who object about it need to be completely sidelined. I remember reading a whole article about abundance liberalism, the thing that Ezra Klein, his book Abundance, did, talking about somebody was writing an article in that theme. It wasn't Ezra Klein, but somebody else pointing out that the Tennessee Valley Authority and a lot of like FDR's programs, he went and used eminent domain. That's where the federal or state government or even local government can go and say, we are going to force you to sell our property. They can't force you to just give up, expropriate the property without compensation, but they can say, pressing government need, we need your property in your specific location, and you are going to sell it to us. Usually we have to have a long drawn out course because we want to argue like whoever owns the property wants to say it's super valuable if you want it, and the government has to say no, nobody wants, it's only for this government purpose, which does not make it that inherently only valuable to the government and nobody else, so its price is actually low. And then you have to game it out. It's just like, are my lawyer fees going to get me the money back that I want? And sometimes you have to sell for less. But the article, I forget where it was, made the point that if you want abundance liberalism, you kind of have to ignore local concerns. Do it. Like, no, we're building this giant apartment complex, and all the people complaining about how this is going to boost their affect their property taxes, or it's going to overload local government services. Shut up, we're building. And that's some infrastructure project. It pointed to some infrastructure project in the Tennessee Valley conducted by the Tennessee Valley Authority, where the FDR administration was very enthusiastic in using eminent domain to kick like entire local towns out of the area so they could do the construction project. So going back here to Big Bend, maybe for the sake of border security, the local Big Bend community and the district just need to shut the fuck up. But that's not good for Brandon. So this is probably, I'm going to say that's probably a little bit too harsh in this case. And trying to keep people on side here probably should, this is actually, probably a smart tactic for, Brandon, rhetorical tact to take. It's showing that he's not going to be an absolute, Trump pushover. But he is smartly engaging with the Trump administration instead of castigating it online as being, betraying the district and stuff, like Thomas Massey or Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because ultimately, as furious as you might feel about a certain issue, if you want to have any chance of actually working on it, getting something you want, you have to work with the people in power and can't just call them, Epstein-associated child rapists. Just realized I have my house set to heat right now, and I need AC because I sweat monologuing like this. I probably should be more attentive about this because I just see I'm up into like 78 degrees, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of work to crank down the heat, crank down the blow enough cold into across the apartment, get it down, which is probably less energy efficient if I had paid attention that I actually wore shorts today for going out on the weekend. Where's I going with this? That I probably should have paid attention. Oh, we actually had a bit of a cold spike, and I had felt the need on my set of my AC. I probably should have like when I was like dicking around in my apartment out. I should have gone in, switched to over the day. It's moderate. It kicks in to keep the heat low, so that way it doesn't have to do a lot of work at the end of the day to get the apartment cool from a higher temperature than would have been if it kicking on every time it got above 72 degrees, 74 degrees. Have it set at now. In any case, what are my going phrases when I'm blanking on a word to use? In any case, in any case, in any case, in any case. All right. Talking about make America healthy again. Medical freedom. Chuck Norris is dead. Rip to a legend. Yeah, the Chuck Norris jokes from the late aughts, early 2010s. We're making a comeback. God, I remember when I was like, I had an iPhone or an iPod Touch or an iPhone, and I was using my web browser to very effective, where I was obsessed with these jokes. So real whiplash having these come back. People are also pointing out Chuck Norris when he was doing tours, the troops, he specifically asked to go out to like, far more dangerous forward operating bases and instead of the main camps. Or probably there are a lot of other people, but good on him that he was willing to go into the danger. Dangerous forward operating positions, forward operating bases to me with the actual grunts out there. Oh, and despite Speaker Johnson coming out against Brandon Herrera in the past, now they're making nice. But that's how politics works, ladies and gentlemen. You may have hated each other prior to the primary election cycle, but now that you're stuck with each other, you have to make nice. And this is how you actually get ahead in politics. You can butt up against certain issues, but at some point you have to have like some loyalty to the party if you want to advance. All right. Hold up. Where's he had some mistake that ultimately coming to myself about. All right, let's start with this. Operation Epic Fury Assessment. It's not going to achieve regime change. I agree, at least not up front. I have a pie in the sky idealism of what happens after this war, but let's focus and move. So I agree with point 1. 2, the Iranian government is less likely to make a favorable nuke deal. Yeah, it seems even though we have been hitting the IRGC people a lot as of late, they do have deep committed ideologues to their group, their governance. They do have people loyal to the cause, and just killing the key leaders, probably, just angering the people who are actually in charge in the IRGC and the like clerical establishment. So there is no outside force who's going to be conciliatory. It would be extremely difficult to open the Strait of Hormuz by military means. Yeah, if we start moving ships in there, we're going to be expending not SM3s, SM2s, whatever the standard anti-ship missile would be. SM2s, SM1s, maybe SM1s don't even exist anymore. Can you tell I didn't get my SWO pin? We're going to be expending those munitions a lot. In the missile age, if we moved into the Strait of Hormuz, we'd have to to control the strait, you actually have to control territory from the other sides of the strait at this point. and be able to react whenever you're on the other side. React inland if somebody's able to get a missile and fire it from, maybe even 100 miles away from the coastline. Because one missile makes everyone skittish. So it would be extremely difficult to open Strait of Hormuz by military means. So point 2, 1, 2, and 3. It will likely take serious concessions to Iran to open the straits. So we went in thinking that we could actually beat them and make them bend to our will. Not the case. So we're probably gonna have to lessen up on sanctions. So functionally it'll be bad, but as he says here, Trump is better to cut his losses and extricate himself from the mess any way he can. He can declare victory through Iran's weakened military capabilities. Yeah. Ground invasion has zero public support from what this guy is saying. Trump cannot extricate himself from the situation while the strait is closed. The economy damage would be too much. He must solve the problem to get out. That's what I meant by extricating himself, opening the strait. Possible. You can't cut and run like we did from Afghanistan or Vietnam. We have the tiger by the tail. Either America wins or Iran controls the strait as its own property and ejects the United States from the Middle East. American primacy. Americans stay in the Middle East and still make a deal on sanctions. No. It has been 3 weeks, Lowell. Calm down. That's already too long. Iran is an enemy that needs to be dealt with, and failure isn't an option. War effort fails, we can bomb their power plants, train tracks, oil refineries, and turn it into Syria. That's not a good average. That's not selling it to me here. Another Syria is a nightmare. Yeah. Oh God, what was this? The EU doesn't need America to adopt this nonsense. Whiteness and Europeanness, danger to EU. European Council on Foreign Relations report. What? European Council on Foreign Relations. Oh, I got that right. I didn't see this. I was just reading it off and didn't pay attention to this. My eyes hadn't my brain hadn't cognized what it was seeing here. Has published a report warning of the danger that whiteness and Europeanness pose to the EU. If my model could properly express my disgust and disappointment. Welcome to Barbie. All right, I'm not going to read. Back out. Let's actually focus. Latest Institute Study War Report from 8 hours ago, and this is from 1 hour ago. Fine, we'll read the 8 hour ago post and then the 1 hour ago post. The United States dropped bunker buster munitions on Natanz nuclear facility, Esfahan province. It's center. Esfahan, so that one's pretty central. On March 21st, the combined force previously struck Natanz complex on March 2nd and severely damaged at least 3 buildings. Natanz is one of the 2 primary Iranian enrichment sites. The IAEA reported on February 2025 that international inspectors observed activity at Natanz but could not verify the purpose or nature of the activity. Iran launched 2 ballistic missiles, IRBM, targeting US-UK base at Diego Garcia at the Indian Ocean. All right. So they're trying to get out here. This is where we're been operating at it. The larger macro thing, narrative to see here is that Iran has effectively had us to abandon our bases up close to them because their missiles can get there. Their drones can get there and damage. In order to reduce casualties, we have to operate from a further distance away. Be free from their, not be make ourselves vulnerable. Because if we did, there would be casualties and Americans would get really upset. So, intermediate range ballistic missiles targeting the US-UK base at Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. One missile failed in flight and the United States intercepted the other. This attack marks the furthest ever attempt Iranian missile strike. Diego Garcia is located approximately 4,000 kilometers from Iran's southernmost point. Senior Iranian officials have previously claimed that they had limited their missile ranges to 2,000 kilometers. Combined force continued to strike defense and industrial sites across Iran, including facilities that produce drones and naval weapons. OSIN account Ayat Sub-Zero message. Geolocated a U.S. strike conducted last week at a drone production plant in Khorzuk, Esfahan province. So that's the same province as the Natanz facility that produced Shahed one-way attack drones. The United States Treasury Department issued a short-term waiver permitting sale of Iranian oil in transit. The waiver does not allow for new purchases of oil. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent stated that the United States will continue to maintain maximum pressure on Iran to limit its access to international financial systems and therefore any revenue generated from oil sales. What's the anime PFP account have to say? It's counter signaling the US. All right, but this is from 1 hour ago. Iran launched 2 ballistic missiles, marking the furthest ever attempted Iranian missile strike. Yes, this is notable. The attack demonstrated that Iranian missiles can reach far beyond 2,000-kilometer limit that the regime has long claimed to have self-imposed. 1 missile failed in flight, and the United States intercepted the other. The key takeaways. The IRGC has reportedly expanded its influence over regime decision-making amid a growing power vacuum caused by leadership losses and Supreme Leader Mohammad Khamenei's apparent inability to exercise full authority. Some of the officials who have likely expanded their influence are among the most aggressive and repressive elements of the IRGC. If we want to get to an end, we should probably focus on targeting these people. Figure out who they are and who's controlling this government and try and start nuking these people and down the chain and leaving the rest of the government in charge. So try and, from the outside, lessen the IRGC's control over the entirety of Iran. That might be how we have part of how we extricate ourselves is like kill the hardliners, make a deal with the moderates. The United States Treasury Department, all right, yeah. The combined force continued to degrade Iran's missile production capability. The IDF struck at least 5 missile production sites in Tehran. Drone production plant. Combined force struck a naval weapons production facility in Bushehr, Amman motor warehouse. Drones launched at Bahrain. Bahrain's pretty small. Wait. Still small. It's been a small localized spike, but at the United Arab Emirates, trending down as of late. Highs in the beginning of the war. Hezbollah claimed attacks are on the rise, so what the fuck is, wait, this stuff is talking about China and stuff. Oh, Taiwan accused the PRC of attempting to induce Paraguay to switch its diplomatic recognition to the PRC. He frequently attempts to poach Taiwan's diplomatic allies as a means of eroding international support. PRC is using economic coercion against Panama to retaliate after Panama. K. Hutchinson's. Yeah, why am I not surprised? We should be backing up Panama however we can in the case of this. Russia has invented an unresolvable problem for Ukraine, both demanding that Ukraine hold elections as a precondition for a final peace agreement while refusing the ceasefire necessary for such election. They do want the war to continue. Recent updates. Hours ago. The United States of America will, if it doesn't open the Strait of Hormuz without threat, the United States of America will hit and obliterate their various power plants, starting with the biggest ones first. Iran's Khatam al-Anbiya Central HQ spokesperson. If Iran's fuel and energy infrastructure is attacked by the enemy, all energy infrastructure, technology systems, and desalination facilities belonging to the United States, the regime in the region will be. Trump has threatened to escalate here by what? Attacking power facilities? No. You need to be focusing on trying to hit the IRGC people. Start killing the hardliners off. Note that if you're a hardliner that wants to continue this war with them, we're going to target you personally. Maybe make some room for like some sort of shift of power to a more conciliatory, to people who are willing to be more conciliatory to the U.S. inside the Iranian regime. Not full regime change, but a change in their calculus. So stop exercising against, stop escalating against different infrastructure. Start targeting more IRGC officials. Maybe we don't have, but that should be the focus now. That's where I'll stake my name out, is that What we need to be doing is targeting IRGC officials who seemingly are increasing their control over the Iranian government. All right. Trump decided to go to war with Iran largely under pressure from outside allies like Benjamin Netanyahu and Rupert Murdoch. Holder, he's the guy behind Fox News, larger sense, and Fox media entities across the world, while his own advisors offered little direct opposition. That because people were kind of like applied also with it, or was it because they didn't want to piss off Trump by countersignaling people they think he MQ9 looks like. Cuba hit by second nationwide blackout in under a week. Entire grid collapsed around 3:68 p.m., affecting 11 million people. First outage March 16th lasted 29 hours. Cuba is suffering, so they better start, bending the knee to Trump. All right, costs are going up for the war. To Kyoto, that's a Japanese outlet. We do not accept a ceasefire. We do not want the scenario of last year to be repeated. We want a complete, comprehensive, sustainable end to the war. The only acceptable solution is a complete end to the war. There must be guarantees that the situation will not be repeated. The damages must be compensated. You're not going to get money out of it. Maybe Trump is willing to make that deal. Who knows? Trump is trying to figure out who in Iran actually makes decisions, while Argachi has handled past talks whose officials see him as a fax machine with little real authority. They're now trying to identify Iran's true decision makers. Yeah, do that. Right now, it's like we're looking into like a hedgehog here, and we can't tell where the head of the hedgehog is. Staring into a black box, and we're trying to figure out like what actually can we talk with. So I guess they're doing what I want, figuring out, all right, who the hell is in control of the Iran at this point? Trump counter-signaling, the United States has blown Iran off the map. They want to make a deal. I don't. We are weeks ahead of schedule. The failing New York Times always gets it wrong. He's all over the place. That's kind of Trump, but not good to hear, in a sense. Taiwan is increasingly concerned that the ongoing Iran war is rapidly depleting key U.S. missile stockpiles, which would be critical in a potential conflict with China. Heavy use of Tomahawk cruise missiles and air defense interceptors, Patriot Middle East operations. The same systems are essential for defending Taiwan and striking Chinese forces in conflict. Use production capacity is limited, meaning replenishment could take months or years. Yeah, so harden your hearts and start building entrenched positions in the mountain for artillery strikes to spam the fucking beaches where you could get it landed. Start producing and start building your own shit. If you can't build it on Taiwan anywhere, you should start building like missile and drone factories inside the central mountains of Taiwan. Oh God, what's Ben Gvir have to say? Arrived in Arad, hit heavily by Iranian missile strike. We must continue to crush the Iranians until the end. There is a great miracle here. And right now, Israel's under some pretty harsh military censorship right now, so we don't know how hard they're feeling. One interesting thing to wonder is like, U.S. might want to cut a deal, but Netanyahu might not want to, and he might sabotage it. Any deal by continuing the war by saying, no, I'm not going. I don't recognize this deal. You and Iran, U.S. Trump, we're going to continue bombing them because we want regime change. And keep this like war going until you commit what you need to do. We're not going to pay. We're not going to listen to any reasonable observation saying that actually, no, we can't do this through an air war. Fired French General Nicolas Richaud on Trump. Shot himself in the foot. He wanted to invade a European Union country, Greenland, not long ago. Now his old friends whom he didn't consult, whom is scorned, especially the British, telling him, "Well, remember this, he can go fuck himself." Europeans getting annoyed about this. Senior Iranian official to Al Jazeera. Any escalation by the enemy will be met with unprecedented tightening of measures in the Strait of Hormuz, and our options remain open. Any attack on our infrastructure will be met with immediate and widespread destruction of vital infrastructure occupying entities. In Israel? Oh, Iran is not responsible for the missile attacks on Diego Garcia and is not behind them. Who is the senior Iranian official? Oh, I guess wherever the heck Arad, Israel got hit hard. Netanyahu, this is a very difficult evening in the campaign for our future. We are determined to continue to strike our enemy. This is a very difficult evening. Campeacher, just a short while ago, I spoke with the mayor of Arad, Yarmayan, and asked him to convey on behalf of all Israeli citizens our prayers for the peace of the injured. Where is Arad even? I have instructed the Director General of my office to provide all necessary assistance together with all government ministries. I strengthen the emergency and rescue forces operating in the field right now. I call on everyone to heed instructions from the command. We're determined to continue to strike our enemy. He's not backing down, even though I don't know where the heck Arad is. On state broadcaster has denied its earlier evacuation notice for Doha, saying no official. And there's so much like back and forth. You can't get a consistent story of what's going on. Israeli missile impact site in Dimona, Israel. French prosecutors said Saturday that they had alerted U.S. authorities to a suspicion that tech tycoon Elon Musk had encouraged the controversies over sexualized deepfakes on X to artificially increase the value of his company. What do you mean encourage the controversy? Of sexualized deepfakes. What does it mean to encourage the controversy? He's cracked down on it by having Grok will only respond to Grok can only respond to like blue checks or blue checks. Put a monetary value behind it. So that's kind of tamped down on it for now. Somebody who's dedicated enough can blow enough money to like, hey, make a sexualized deepfake of this one. I'm paying enough money. Iranian ballistic missile strike Arad in southern Israel. Casualties. Several unsuccessful attempts were made to intercept the missile that hit Arad. For all learning, everyone's got their own OODA loop, and it seems Iran is being able to learn how to get its missiles to impact. So, again, the sword is becoming far more effective, and our shields are lagging behind. Washington Post reports, Russia allegedly considered staging a fake assassination attempt on Viktor Orban to boost his support before Hungary's election. The plan aimed to shift public focus from economic issues to security and rally voters emotionally. The plan was never carried out. That wouldn't necessarily be an unsmart thing to do. Orban is probably one of the best, probably one of the most pro-Russia people inside the European. Looks like he may be on the outs. But if like all the economic issues in Hungary are downstream from the issue that getting Russian oil is becoming so problematic, Orban's the guy advocating for the stuff that we want, which is Ukraine, stop, let Russian oil flow through your country because it's fucking over my country. Make a peace deal now, even if you have to give up territories. He's doing the stuff that he needs to be try and handle that issue, but maybe there's other issues that I'm not aware of. Last thing I'll end with today's hour. I know Orban had been a controversial figure, but I'm generally inclined to just be okay with him. He opposes EU shit liberty. That's how well this. Nobody reasonable actually thinks that trans women metamorphose into magical. Hold up.
Because on the 15th, they're gonna. Jesus Christ. Leon Kennedy, put those nipples away. Holy fuck. What was I saying? Because on the 15th.
Got completely distracted. Alright, hold up. Focus. Living Iran. So, oh man, how many times I really hate this whole.
For the last 16
Gone over it, the controversies with. I don't necessarily if he's supposed. If it's just economic strain that's leading vote against Fidesz and Orban as a proxy, and how much of that issue is because of increased oil prices in Hungary making shit. Meanwhile, Orban's doing the smart thing and saying we need Russian oil for that, but you can't necessarily count on the public to recognize it. So Orban's term may be up. Also point out that there's been tons of times of Fidesz politicians being sexual degenerates while they preach about being socially traditional conservatives. In any case.
Fidesz prides itself as a party of Christian values, who pioneered.
Of course, going to the wait. Who was that at the Wailing Wall?
Fidesz prides itself as a party
That
of
Orban at the
Christian.
Wailing Wall. I guess that looks like Orban, although this looks like some aged ass footage from like the late 10s,
Values,
early
who
20s.
pioneered themselves as the party of the nuclear family, giving couples money for their
What the
sexy
fuck was that?
time, encouraging people to go to church on the weekends instead of the club, and most importantly of all, protecting kids from LGBT degeneracy like Steven Universe, which is great, fine, to each their own, except the party is filled with degenerates themselves.
Pedophile groomed children in orphanage who was a guest in the Fight Club in May. Activists who were mobilized to and government. Fidesz MP reported for pedophilia investigation underway. Fidesz candidate for parliament in I attempt to pronounce that was convicted of child abuse. Joseph Jazer, Hungary MEP, so that's the European Parliament, quits after allegedly fleeing gay orgy. There's something to be said that if you are really a hardcore social conservative and are counter-signaling it super hard, it may be a certain level of projection that you're running from your own sexual predilections that you may sort of recognize are bad, but are constantly drawn to, can't control it.
There's a website online where every single Fidesz scandal is listed. The list goes on for seemingly forever, but amongst these, there are 16 PDF file scandals within the party. I do find it funny that they rant and rave about not being able to broadcast two men holding hands before 10 p.m. because it might negatively affect children or something.
That shit would not stand against First Amendment jurisprudence in the U.S.
The mayor of Budapest 7th District goes and negatively affects kids.
Don't molested this 13-year-old girl. Oh my god. All right. I need to call it, but yeah. I knew that there was bullshit around it at Hungary, but I'm thankful that Janusz here can actually spell it out for us. Let me do the actual usual rigmarole. Tweet out that I'm live to nobody. I'm gonna DM that some. Okay. Excuse me if I'm not talking. Facing. To bring up, I am not going to be streaming tomorrow because I'm going to rodeo one last time because Cody Johnson. I don't know, the guy, the face of Texas. I thought I'd go see, even though there's not going to be actual rodeo with that. More excuse to go and eat good food, and there's some other places I want to, like a popcorn stand inside the. I want to go, and doggy related product. Hopefully they're still operating. I need to get there by like 10 to screw around. I probably should. So I can carry some stuff out of there, actually buy some stuff. A post. Oh. How had I somehow never learned that there was an actual small Muslim polity in Provence for a considerable period of time whose control over a period extended into the foothills of the Alps? Emirate of Frisentum. The Emirate of Frisentum, reading this out loud, small text over it, was a Muslim state that existed in the region of the modern-day southeastern France during the 9th and 10th centuries. The Emirate of Frisentum was known for its skilled warriors who were feared by neighboring regions. However, the Emirate was ultimately defeated and absorbed into the Holy Roman Empire in the late 10th century. Yeah, there was a lot of chaos in between the fall of Charlemagne and the rise of the rise of the Ottonian Holy Roman Empire, or the German Roman Empire. They didn't. I'm not gonna belabor. So it had its maximal extent in 960. So it started out for Frizet. Where is Marseille in all of it? Oh, there's Marseille. So Marseille was under its control for a while. So something to know about. Man, this would be a really interesting setting for a video game. Muslim pirates operating a small little microstate on the coast of Europe because Europe was so out of control. Muslim maritime dominance in the Mediterranean at its peak in the 9th century. The Muslim powers were gradually deprived of bases by the Byzantine resurgence in Italy and the Eastern Islands, most notably Crete in 961, then suffered the critical loss of Sicily to the Normans in the 11th century. Restoration of Christian naval dominance in the Middle and Eastern Sea in turn made Crusader states of the Levant viable. Yeah, there's a lot of things that preceded the Crusades before this. Like, without the logistic capabilities of Genoa and Venice and dominance over the Mediterranean, the Crusades probably wouldn't have been as viable. Oh, and Aristocratic Fury here cites Luitprand of Cremona about how this state was allowed to constantly exist because Christian lords in the surrounding areas were too busy fighting with each other. Envy, its own retributions bring. Envy, as a certain author says, is always just, and of it he writes, envy, its own just retribution brings, and stabs its harbor with poison stings. In trying to deceive, envy is itself deceit's victim. In endeavoring to quench others, its own fire is put out. Do you ask what happened? The Saracens, who in themselves were insignificant strength, after crushing one faction with the help of the other, increased their own numbers by continual reinforcement from Spain, and soon were attacking everywhere those whom at first they seemed to defend. In the fury of their onslaught, they exterminated the whole people and left no survivors, so that all the neighborhood began to tremble. As the prophet says, one man chased 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight. How was that? Because their gods sold them and the Lord shut them up. Okay, this is getting, okay, whatever he was saying here kind of gets beyond. Oh yeah, something to be said that this map shows probably, the extent of raids and not occupational control of certain areas. So, if they're reaching all the way out here to St. Gall and Grissons out here, they probably were able to have set up some forward operating out here. Francis himself was a fortress on a hill near a coast. Saint Tropez remains can be seen here today. And somebody had fortunately, Frenchmen could never invite Muslims to use against their domestic enemies, but to be turned on right in turn. Deep breath. Fire up the game. Probably should get some more. I got the fire game. Hold me down. I'm 6 feet. Nobody knows that song but me. Oh wow, that was fast. So, game capture is on. Come on, game capture. Oh, now you catch it. All right, I'm gonna get some water. Please excuse me. All right, let's get back into it. We have our long war with Carthage now. once we can handle them, we can probably once we handle them, probably next would be go after Egypt, but that might be a few streams in the future. Man, these cohorts that I got really are putting in work here, so citizenship. All right, let me remind myself. What do I need to get more cohorts? Wait, hold up. I want to try something. Options. Goals. Wow. Turn off. No. I do not need that. Force march, heal, crop vegetation, camera. Zoom in, zoom out. Lock tooltip, no. Middle mouse button. Secondary versus. Navigation, cycle idle. Plays. App editor, event browser, fonts. Mute. Red vegetation, logs of screens, victory screens, pop tips, saves, communication, map editor. Where's gameplay? Toggle to road mode by chop vegetation. Where is camera? Move north, move west, move fast, zoom in, zoom out. Not click and drag. Because in Paradox games, you hold down middle mouse button, you can then drag the map around. Here it wants to be your left mouse button. Kind of annoying. So if I want to get cohorts, my hastatus, requires a stronghold. What do I need for a stronghold? Habitable land, 4 active laws. I'm getting there. One more. Polytheism or monotheism? Low money. Upkeep. Low money minus 20 years. Oh, it's monotheism. Low civics. Minus, I've been struggling with that as of late. The choice of monotheism or polytheism is between +1 orders per state, religion, city, or the ability to build each shrine in all your cities. Shrines can be incredibly powerful, and they are likely at least a few that you might have in every city. That presents a strong argument in favor of running at least a period of polytheism in order to build the shrines you want most. Once that's done, however, you may find the extra orders from monotheism invaluable. That said, if you lack the luxury of time to build those shrines, a rush directly to those extra orders could be the most expedient path. You -4 per year per city. I am not without resources. State religion. Okay, so I guess with polytheism to role play a little bit. This, oh, my Syrian archers. All right, could go and stand off at this. I just straight up don't have fucking cavalry. Getting citizenship, we can give me divine rule. Actually, might take that to get divine rule. Citizenship, scholarship, divine rule. If you find yourself running perpetually short civics or haven't invested in shrines, legal code can be an easy choice. On the other hand, if you spread your pagan religion by extended period of polytheism, then divine rule can be a significant boost. I built up the infrastructure for more civics, so, and I probably need to be spending, putting my output more to taking units than anything. Polytheism and divine rules seem to be the thing that I need to go with. 6 years out from this. How do I get up science or research? Oh my god, we're at happiness level 2 here in Rome. Okay, no. You want to get to cohorts? Rome can operate without a governor for. Can't promote him. General, no, I don't even have the wonder for that. Sent on a mission, rally the troops, divorce, abdicate throne, rally troops. Oh, not gonna do that. Or rally troops in the meantime. 25% King Decimus plus 20 XP cost. Oh. No, I'm saving up civics. Oh. I influence somebody. Who are my here? My wife likes me, my son doesn't. And I can't influence him. Requires minimum age 12. Alright, fine. I can't do anything. King Decimus is capable. Idle governors available, idle counselors. National truce with Carthage. And tribute. Greece? No. Alright, I don't know what to do. A bit of a standstill. Kind of was thinking that it would be cool if I could build up a force here and then do a naval invasion. Maybe when they want to surge their forces again, I can move in some forces here and try and take out Kerkukane. Kerkwane? You even do it. Just building that move over here and start building a fortress. Yeah, a fort. Yeah, we're gonna need that up here. But the idle units. Yeah, fortify. Can't promote him. Highlander, attack from a hill. I don't have a customer reminder. Helen can be sent on a mission. Faster soon as choose a governor for Roma. Trade mission with Greeks. There, something. Governor's available. Nope. Saving up our civics to get. And year. Moving on. And I again. Up, see, they're back. How can you attack my worker before you attack my spearman? Oh, they killed the spearman and the worker got out scot-free. Oh, shit. Has been constructed in necropolis. Matriarch Palatine the Warlike is now head of Christianity. Hastati. Player from Babylonia. Ravenna severely ill, suffered from high fever and constant shaking, leaving him barely able to walk. Vassar is severely ill. Fulvia Olivia is no longer covered. Renown is Decimus the Ready. Okay, you fucking run. You make a fort here. Just get started on that. What does it take again to build wonders? Yes, Souk. I guess Sophia, the Pantheon. Necropolis. Need a lot. Let's see if I can. I'll sell food. Oh my god. Hold on. And do that last action real quick. Getting close, and then we can get to the Acropolis like I need. Need a lot of stone. If anything, I feel like this is a little. So yeah, somebody get up there and hold the fucking line. Testudo Farm. Be here. Best we can do for now. Hey. Oh. Producing a spearman over here, doing a farm. Oh, hey, look, another spearman. Move him and promote him. Bloodthirsty versus damage. And can build roads. Just give him a general. Either of you have a general? On defensive formation, cool down. All right. Got an axeman. Let's get him up here for a moment. And promote him. Right, bloodthirsty, range for Spain. Start giving more attack. Hits. Got a lot more units we're holding. Gotta wear them down a bit. Build up our capacity to it. Get more cohorts. Upgrades to macemen or swordsmen. What are my hold on. Man, I still don't have fucking drama, so I don't have music. Look at this shit. Starts the music. We are a very I don't know what's the word. What would be the adjective to describe society does not participate in the performing arts of any sort, such like music, where it's seen as like a waste of time. Camel archer, horseman. Where do I even have horsemen? Can I even produce horsemen? Bonus card, free chariot, axeman. Got that. Permanently trash when discarded. Permanently trash when discarded. Take to get a regular horseman. We don't even have composite bow. Need to get to this through this first. There's just regular horsemen. Is it not available to us? Horsemen, melee mounted. So I have to get all the way to. That doesn't make sense. You do not need syrups for. Plus mace man. Bonus card, free honor. Bonus card, mace man. Bonus card, bonus. More elephant, camel archer. Come available. Do have access to things, but man, I guess that does make sense that chariot is the focus here. Although there was a point where chariots fell out of favor, but you could get horse-based cavalrymen that are not chariot based. It's out of place. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Getting lost in the sauce here. Barding, Cataphract, Cohort, Swordsman. But we get a special version of it, which is our Legionnaire. Yeah, but if I want horsemen, so I need to get to. If I want cavalry, I at least need the spoked wheel. 3 exotic fur. And a chancellor, that would be nice. But still 5 years out from the next thing I can do. What I need to do here in Ravenna is expand my territory to the freaking west. Festival, please. God damn, is it? This place is going to be in revolt. What does it take to buy it? Expand the tile. I've been so like unfocused on what that even does that how to do that. We have a small front. Ideally, I'd like our front line to be stretched across the mountain here, so the latent healing ability that you get from being in territory is extended. Because right now I've got like a curved flank that I'm trying to hold, instead of having extended flank through here. All right, pull up worker. Think a quarry is useful out here. I'm gonna do the mine instead. No, I'm trying to save up for camp. 2 orders left. Oh, now he's old enough to be in. Yeah, well, better have this guy on side. Oh, so 2 more turns we can activate the next. Exfiltrating. They thought they had a chance. Oh. Governor Ravenna has died in office. Volunteer ambassador hasn't died in office. Patriarch Hortensia from Fort Livia is now head of the Roman paganism. Their opinion has gone from cautious to ups. Why? Still, the commander has been feeling ill. Pathfinder is now head of the Claudius family. Can it cost civics? No, we can do without an ambassador right now. Not particularly. Everyone just heal up for the time being. Upgrade to what? Legionary? We need a citadel. We're not even there yet. Heal. Heal. Already did something. Chimerian Archer. Do what to do. Must be fully working. Vitile Ravenna. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so we have a more extended front to fight on now. Promote. I have enough. Highlander attack from a hill. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Expanding my territory like that. Yes, this is nice. This is preferable. Can't reach them. Got events to deal. Reports reaches that King Perdiccas the Brilliant of Greece has made an impassioned speech in which he appealed to our better natures in order to solicit our aid. Apparently, his speech was so moving that in beggars emptying the pockets on the spot, nobles donated their entire estates to the cause. One man had to be wrestled away from a bridge to prevent him from giving up his life for Perdiccas. Okay. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately for us, the speech has lost a lot of its effect in being translated and delivered third hand. However, the gist remains: Greece is in need of aid and wishes to us to send them some. Torture. We can provide some. Okay, I know I'm saving up, but this is probably worth it. Fabii increasing interest in exotic luxuries threatening to drive a wedge between vassal families. Now rumors swirl about a desire for a military buildup for a possible expedition to the south. Members of the Claudius family attack the Fabii for wanting to waste vital resources on a ridiculous mission. According to the Claudii, the focus on Roman court should be on Rome. Fabias are champion. We must strengthen our nation. Oh, I can get a bunch of civics out of that. Versus, well, the Fabii don't like us, but we've been struggling with the Claudii. But I really could use the civics right now. Okay. No, I'm gonna expend before I do this. All right, so we could do colonies. Colonies can't buy tiles with money. Low training, -10 every year, cost 400. All cities, I suck at that right now. Polytheism it is. All right, you. All right, what do I need first before again, what does it take to build a citadel? Strongholds. Habitable lands. Requires improvement. Garrison. Where do I have a garrison? Village. Nothing here, nothing here. Where is the last garrison I have? Town. Barracks. Unlocks the status. Yes. Alright. Good that I caught him before I had that. Man, I don't even have a... That's this, and there's Sinai. You can't go north into their territory, so sitting out. Perhaps maybe I should have him over here in case Carthage wants. You know what? Watch over here in case they try and come up this way. Oh, you can't promote you either. I'll hold you in reserve for the time being. Maneuver you around this way. Fortify just in case. Do I have enough civics to appoint a new ambassador? Seems to be the best overall around, so. I appoint a governor. No, I do not have enough civics. Oh my god, the only two candidates I have are just going to make the issue of unhappiness worse. God damn it. I've only achieved happiness level 1. This is bullshit. No governor here. Well, at least these guys, +1 civics or +2 civics, so I go with her. Faustus the Younger. We got more buffs, but and maybe I'll go with the the person who gives out more science. All right, what else? Can't hit them. 3 orders extra. What was that? Man, the pathing is so ridiculous. Who sexually exerted her influence on Prince Postumus, become influenced by King Decimus. Mild fever and runny nose. Queen consort Pompeia, your wife, is rather ill. Oligarch Drusilla, the commander, is no longer ill. She has fully recovered. First contact. Assyria. We encounter people from the realm of Assyria. They are led by King Enil Nasser, the Great of Assyria, military-obsessed fanatic who is likely to march their army around constantly. How shall we approach the Syrians? Keep meeting civil, but that is all. Good at truce. I'm not going to go straight to fucking war. Pompolano may be at risk. Killing a fisherman. Killing a farmer out here. I hate how this takes civics to produce a citizen or something. So annoying. Cosmo's been sneaking off into the wild after class each day, growing ever more inspired by nature. What advice should we give to the budding naturalist? She is fierce as a lioness in defending her cubs. There may be other mysteries in the world. He replaces tax student can only be part of exploring events. Comes exploring. You need to be a fighter. Now that Claudia the herbalist has completed her study of philosophy, my daughter, how shall she contribute to the court? Judge, wise advocate for the people, governor or chancellor, leader for she can upgrade improvements, leader, builder, industrious planner, and taskmaster. Governor, chancellor. As governor, -1 year to build improvements. As leader, can add urban tiles. Multiple workers can build improvements. Production time, 4 workers. Be governor of Rome. What? A woman governs Rome? Are you kidding me? This is insane. You have the Highlander trait? No. Oh, you go up here. Buy tile? Yes, please. Who needs a promotion? You. Oh, he's on a cooldown. You could promote. Nope, you can't either. You heal. All right, we have a broad font that we can go after. Once I'm able to build this stronghold. Oh, the specialists do give boost to research, so now that I'm not so focused on getting this stuff, it might be worth investing in more specialists to science, because I feel like I'm very laggard behind. Why do we buy this desert tile? So we have a logistics network that gets out there so these guys can actually heal. Oh, you produced let's get them to the front at least. Combat upgrade. If anything, I want him here. Deserts. Baseman can be follow-up attack guy. I don't know what to do. Circle formation at max level will counterattack during melee. It's anchor. Range -4. Assumes 1. Move him out here. Wish he had a zone of control. Does he have a zone of control? Promotable, can get experience, circle formation, defend the formation, ships, can harvest resources, ship melee counterattack -1 HP, upset family, Rome, 1 fatigue limit, epics, landing +1 anchor rage, seaborne, promotion, grappler, that doesn't have a zone of control as far as I can. Rally troops, abdicate throne, convert religion, no. Nah, if we're gonna do that, let me see if we promote somebody as governor. I have the orders for that. Yes, I do. Plus money, plus civics. Seems like a good combo. Go. Reina doesn't. Could take it though. Nobody can do plus happiness, which is what the city needs more things. Maybe I should just give it to the oligarch at our. All right, whatever. At the end of the line here, idle counselor, ambassador. I don't have enough orders for this. National truce. No, not doing that. Oh, God. All right, end year. Move on. Carthage on the. Why are you moving your melee units up like that? That is dumb. Concentration of force like that. Oh, and well, there goes that guy. They get to double attack like that. Babylonia has converted to Zoroastrianism. My wife is now recovered. Two's trouble. Amelia, your daughter, and Macaramus, male age 8 from the Fabii family, have been inseparable as of late. The two children are irksome presence in the palace, running amok and creating trouble with their pranks and antics. One of your personal scribes come to you complaining about their latest mischief. The previous night, the children went into the scribe's hall to take a stylus for writing their own inscriptions, and in doing so managed to break an entire stack of tablets. What evidence is there accusing Amelia? I don't have enough civics for this. Children are out of control. Aw, I just have to make them. Oh, I got some civics out of it, so before I do anything, let me appoint a governor. Probably best overall. Ariam have one? Yes. Claudii, there's Zoroastrians. General's death. Supported domestic agenda, honored or dead. Just made you governor. That should count for something. Meanwhile, the Fabii are the ones who are in trouble right now. Take out. Let's see if we can take out their goddamn. There we go. Are only cavalry able to move into position afterwards? That break their testudo formation. Can't promote. Oh, we can promote. Combat 2. Right, Heckler versus General Fierce versus. Yes. Stronghold. If anything, I want to build a stronghold up here somewhere. Get him out of here for a second. So heal while you can, buddy. What's this? Build a Shrine of Ceres. Hurry. Getting close. That needs stone. That needs iron. But control click to sell. I'm out of money. Shit. You need to build the Acropolis. But where, though? No wonders. Build the Acropolis. Requires hill. Fuck. Go down here. I wasted it. I just gotta. Let's see. Builds. Can't even do anything. Oh. By the time he gets there, well, move you into position at least. Can't do anything because I'm out of order. Yep. What are charioteer doing? Oh, I can't even do anything. All right, end year. Moving on. Oh, my spearmen are taking a beating. Fuck. Yep, they're dead. And they're gone. You has been contemplating your place in the afterlife. You're gonna do something stupid then? Show respect. Seeking to improve relations, Lutipri, King of Babylonia, arrives to address the courts. During introductions, he insists that members of our court kneel to kiss his feet, as is customary in Babylonia. Heads of our noble houses passionately object to this request. As a grumble of discontent passes through the crowd, Lutipri looks at you for a decision. They must respect him as they respect me. Okay, I'm not going to piss off my family. Our people should not be forced to obey your customs. I'm not going to piss off my own people. King is the ready +1 courage. All right. There we go. No. We're going to build the Acropolis somewhere. Requires hill, requires culture strong. Hold up. What is the strength of Forum Livi's? Culture is still developing. So Rome's the only place that can do it because its culture is strong. Where is a hill that I can build this thing on? All right. Urban flat. Temperate hill. Urban flat. Urban flat. Urban flat. Temperate hill. Meanwhile, he's building a stronghold there, which we do need ultimately. Shrine of Soul. Oh wait. Temperate hill. Build the Acropolis here. I need 300 civics. You know what? You were just gonna sit there until I generate enough civics to do that. So, what do we need you to build? It's gonna take civics. So we're not gonna start any of that. Scout. Sure. Why don't you build an axeman for the time being? They're almost gonna be done with that. So what do they have queued up after that? Civics? No, you're gonna build spearmen because they keep on fucking dying. Nope. Finish that at least. Militia, scout. Everything requires civics. Discontent level 3. God damn. All right. So we need civics to build Acropolis. So you were just going to sit there. You going to build? Shrine of Soul. For Jason Lum. Up. What do I need though? Shrine of Ceres. Why not? Next unit. Mine. Sure. Actually, wait. No. Stronghold. There's a garrison over there, though. Why did... Whatever. I'm not going to ask questions. Rally troops that expend civics, leave Hastatus, convert religion, divorce, abdicate. He's idle, but I don't want to do anything, so... Discipline. Global plus 40 Hastados plus 5 XP a year. Global plus 32 Hastados plus 9. I'm going to use him as an attacker right now. Defend against range. Okay, get in here. And heal. Can't promote him though. Oh, he already did an attack. So did he, so did he. Oh, I definitely need to be pushing this. Let's see here. Get up here. Promote, combat, tracker. Bill leads to swift, steadfast versus brave versus attack versus melee units. Give him the combat bonus. What do you need to produce? I need you to not produce. Okay, fine. I'll give you something. Damn it! No, that gives so... Oh no, that helps. Oh wait, so building council costs money. It's interesting, but it helps outproduce civics. Do that up instead. I didn't realize you can. Councils cost money, so that's a good thing to put in between civics thing. Good thing out here, doing a bireme. Oh my god, this place needs festival. Doing councils, that is a great way to boost civics. God damn. I don't even know if I need another one. What's the next unit? 10th century. Hold the guard. High Synod. was King via King Decimus the Ready. I don't like how my ambassador doesn't. Might as well work. All right. But no. Working on citizenship, and then I can get divine rule and courthouse. Enables apprentice scribe, ministry, palace. Palace, -10, money, +40%. Those look like decent improvements. What's this guy? Court ministry. Random free court. Then I need to save up to get divine rule so I can finally like make paganism. +62. Take. Yeah, roughly 3 more turns before I can build the Acropolis. But you are not doing anything. You are going to build the Acropolis. I'm hell or high fucking water. Firearms culture. Still developing. And they are discontent level 3. Honestly, I need to. Problem is, it only gives you a burst of it. It doesn't give you steady progress on it. Candidates with jobs. Gaius Aulus the Younger, governor of Bar, no longer governed Pompilio. It's not like his. Why is discontent so fucking high? Prosperity thriving. Why is the prosperity like cause discontent? This is so upset religion. This is so ass. Prosperity. Where does it even show our prosperity? Where is our prosperity standing even? All right, so culture. Thing. This is growth. I don't get it. Happiness. I don't know if there's like some meta about how having how this is a balanced game, but it just seems like discontent. There's only avenues for discontent to grow. No avenue for it to actually be impeded. God, my spearmen are so fucking weak. And there they go. Discovered citizenship. Construction of the mausoleum by Lubia has been scrapped. Alright. Zoroastrian mythology established in Babylonia. There's no easy day in the life of matriarch Hortensia. She has gained +1 discipline. There's now head of the Julius family. My daughter, head of the Julius family, eager for combat. God, I swear this art is AI generated. Officers at the Academy of Tactics report Posthumus seems restless, happy with lessons and theoretical maneuvers. One day you receive a message from him. It is not a request so much as an order. Posthumus, my heir, not even my son. Send me to be with my fellow troops. That is where I belong, not here with the wastrels and cowards. I did train him to be this. Finish your studies and we will talk. Becomes educated. Put that energy. Training becomes strict. New it's as governor, as leader. New infantry units +50. Cannot stand in the way of such zeal. You no longer tactics student becomes soldier. As general +20 per unit killed. No. Finish your training. Not ready yet. Build the Acropolis. No. Hold your turn. That's going to complete. And work on council. Expend money in exchange for actually building up. What do I need? Sovereignty. So blue is what is available. Sovereignty. Tyranny versus Constitution. Bonus card, free chariot. Civics boost. Wow, that would be nice. Metaphysics. Why does it think that I need this the most? This is doctrine, which is tolerance versus orthodoxy. Anything I need spoked wheel. In the draw pile. Bonus card, free horseman, free horse archer. Thinks I need sovereignty. What's next? Machinery? Actually might be a decent investment. Sovereignty. No, sovereignty. Man, you can't just have your ambassador go improve relations. And do that. All right, what's going on here? I need another fucking spearman or anything else. Well, they're working on it, but it's not, this is gonna get ugly. You hit them. Attack. God, these guys are powerful. That's nice. Got a lot of ranged units, but not enough melee units to hold the line. They're constantly getting chewed through. Very effectively, I might add. Governor's available. No, I'm saving up for... strict theology. Theology, tier 1 theology. Established with discipline. Citizenship discovered. 5 is... Burn developed in Barium. Council finished in Pompeii. Mausoleum. Ah! He's doing civics now. Whatever. Still 2 more turns and then we'll have enough to go up list. I'm getting close to this 5 military units killed. So, at least we're making progress on that front. Is Egypt... They're at peace with cautious with Carthage. Why do they have a unit inside their territory? King Codmush. 10 year. God, I gotta remember to turn on reboot, reset the and they're dead. Attack fucking twice. Motherfucker. If sexually exerted influence on Ambassador Mercedes, appear weak, but appear weak in the process. -1 legitimacy, but she becomes influenced. Yes. Blame game. A mission from Syria arrives in your court, eager to discuss recent tensions. Both Anil Nasser and his heir Bazaya are in attendance. This is Bazaya. Okay, I was gonna say this guy's on top, so I thought this might be El Nasir. He looks younger, actually. So, Enlil. Why does that name sound familiar? Elendil, that's what I'm... Who is Elendil in Lord of the Rings? Yeah, Gandalf is Mithrandir. Who is Elendil? During the debates, Enlil Nasser turns on Bazaya and blames his younger generation for lashing the dogs of war. In response, the heir accuses the king of weakness in the face of his rivals. The pair turns to you in each succession. Assyria is angry. This guy's 69 going out. Agree with Enlil Nasser. Conflict is not the solution. I'll build up relations with the next guy in charge. Because the other guy's going on his age. Now that Prince Posthumus has completed his study of tactics, how shall he contribute to the hero, the courageous, inspiring folk icon, commander, disciplined battlefield leader? Yes. Acropolis. Next turn, god damn it. Next turn. You die. What? Why can't I add him? Add general. Where is he? He should be immediately available. What is this bullshit? It's only because I have to generate a unit out of here. Stronghold. It's still developing culture, but he's revenge. Oh, all right, well, I have to wait until next turn, I guess. Their culture is developing, but I'm still building a stronghold there. Oh, well, there's the garrison, so next turn around, one of you come down here and build a garrison over here. So maybe I can build a hastatus that can stand up again, what's his face can wield. That is insanely shitty though, that generated from the same town as from their clan. I can't make this guy any stronger. But branch out and attack. Right out. You're probably going to start getting pummeled, but, you know, probably worth it. You're building the Acropolis. I am saving you just for that. But, oh my god, I have nothing. See one unit going up this way. Interesting, there's just some cave here that spawned. Well, it looks like the water's flowing into it. I don't know if that's clear on screen, but the water seems to be flowing both into this cave and away from it. The animations for these water can't be consistent. They're flowing up and down. It should be like, you know, should be flowing from high up in the mountains and then creating a floodplain and then one major river that bends the sea like this. There's the delta. All right, man. I have a lot of orders and not a lot of things to spend it on. On a trade mission. My head of ambassador, influence me. Yeah, let's do that. The head of my own religion to like me. King Qudmush, King Asir. National Alliance. Send goods. Alliance. Requires diplomat leader. Requires peace and mid-friendly. Do I only have a truce with them? National peace be a, oh, I guess that's the next thing for her to work on. Doing this trade mission. I completely forgot that is that I need to move east first, beyond troops, and they should be more susceptible. Killing more units, so 4 more and I'll fulfill that ambition. Away. Oligarch Drusilla commander has died. Wife, right? Slothful is now head of Zoroastrian. Slothful. Priest has converted to Zoroastrian. Are you kidding me? I swear that there's too many of these religions that are, you know, Eastern oriented. Monarchism, Zoroastrianism, Judaism, and Christianity in its inception, to a certain extent, was maybe Western. Okay, that's a whole argument to get in, but probably more of these civilizations should have their pagan religions first, and these global religions should be probably more a thorn in the side, and you're not able to adopt them until you certain technological developments down the road. So that is the importance of strengthening Rome. The Fabii have proposed a marriage with your daughter, Oligarch Claudia the Younger. Court members, where's my family? Daughter Claudia the Younger, she is now age 23. Hold up. Age 21. Quintus the Younger is the best option. Servius Pompilio. No, I'm not going to order marry the 47-year-old to my 23-year-old daughter. Thank you very much. Plus, dowry will give us 10 discipline. Just 10. That's it. Where's the Pompilio? Any of you upset? Oh, and I get a nice young commander. Unit cannot die with greater than 1 HP. Superstitious. Let's commander. Educated. Ambassador. General. If take this guy. And it makes the Fabii like me. Alright, what was that? Amelia. Practice. We'll study commerce. Learn of the world. Now let's send her on exploring. Let's see what that even. Build courthouse. The mausoleum. No, we're building the Acropolis. God damn it. Rome's begun work on the Acropolis. Pinch out a worker. Oh, place to do a courthouse of any. Minutes. What do we do? Random series. Sure. Oh. I'm gonna let this build, but finally built. Oh, we need a lot of iron. We need a lot. God, this is gonna be a pain in the ass if we have this much. We need to redouble our efforts on mines. Because at this point, at 150, it's gonna take 16. So yeah, it's gonna take 4 turns to generate enough. Roughly 4 turns in order to generate enough I need to be turning mines out of every that mine all the mines all out here. Even building Shrine of Soul, Stronghold, fine for now. Promote, yeah, hard. Plus 10 defense. Shield bearer versus ranged. Yes, that is. Consume pass. Improvement pillage, a matter of honor. Your brave, ruthless warriors have pillaged lands outside of Kekwane. The Carthaginians are infuriated by this affront. King Codmush, the Carthage, considered such behavior to be beneath contempt. He demands satisfaction. You receive his envoys bearing the message. You may find it easy sending your minions to burn my people out of their homes, but do you have the courage to face me in single combat? Will you accept this challenge? How old is he? Age 52. I'm 50. We're the same age. Honor demands I meet you in the field of battle. Could lead to future. Could take. If you take me for a fool, Codmush, I'll throw you my life. I'll throw away my life away. Becomes disappointed. Becomes timid. I have an heir. All right, fine. We'll see where this shit goes. Spola Opima. What is this? The desert sun beats down mercilessly, slowly cooking you in your armor. King Codmush, the ambitious of Carthage, strides towards you, armor gleaming with a shot of changes that hurls the spears at you. The spear arcs through the sky and punches through your shield, skewering your arm. Pain blazes through. Aw, man. As blood seeps from the wounded, useless arm, fear and panic now movement. Draw your sword and fight. God damn it. Is 7 sins. We're insane. Focus on the pain and charge commitments with distillate. Well. Just because I burnt a pasture down, I lost my leader. Are you kidding me? This would be like a tale from an epic of something. All right, we got 20 years left on them, but we're building the Acropolis, and we're probably going to get the 15 military defeats. King Codmush, the ambitious of Carthage, comes to you carrying the body of King Decimus the Ready and sets him before you. Pain fills you at the sight. The memories and wounds of the fight are fresh. He fought well and died with honor, Codmush says. Through the pain of his wounds, will you honor agreement? The new +1 courage. We'll accept the truce. Fall back for fierce. Wow, all right. Oh, so you can pillage and move? That's nice. Will be destroyed in 10 years. Prepare the pasture or it will be destroyed in 10 years. Very nice. General. Yes. Add a general on this one. Still in neutral territory. Unit cannot die with great. Sure. Promote. Focus. Off. Pick up horse. Do can't promote. Sign general. Oh hey. Oh, he's right next to the coast. Fuck you, buddy. Patriotic fervor. Your coronation has been met with a wave of patriotic fervor as subjects from across the nation seek to serve the new ruler. How shall we harness enthusiasm? Organize the layer corps to improve the land. Gain a worker. Require King Posthumus is terrifying. Train with the army to increase morale. Encourage artisans to move out to our people. This one says. just go. You just stand by for right. Healing up for right. Mine. We need another mine out here. You know. Mine. Lush Hill. That's a farm on a hill. No, we need that to be a mine. What's this? That's a marsh. What do you even put there? Need another mine over here. Need a mine. Mines. Oh, plenty of mines out here as well. Where's that? Oh, look, there's ore. That would be nice to have. A wheat field. 15 years. I can't disturb this guy because he's got to get it done in 20 years to. I don't have anything to do. Let's do an internal marriage for right now. Fabian. Marriage. Family marriage. I need 100 civics for that. God damn it. I should also be probably I also need to be saving up civics for fine rule. They all want legal code. Here per active law. Would be interesting. Fine rule. 2 per pagan religion. What do you mean per pagan religion? Orders in pagan religion from pagan religions and civics from law. Find yourself running perpetually short of civics or having invested in shrines, legal code can be an easy choice. On the other hand, if you spread your pagan religion by an extended period of polytheism, then divine rule can be significant boost. All cities want you per pagan religion. I need 400 for this, so everyone needs to start producing. Doing that shit. No, this town needs it more than anything else. Don't have any luxuries to give them. I'm not going to give Forum Livii up. Next thing is for councils to boost civics. They're at discontent level 3. Discontent is spirals way too much. You never have a point where you're actually like, I don't know if I'm just not playing the game well, but discontent seems to be way too problematic. Like it's something that the game starts, you only can grow in discontent. There's never any going way around it. Nothing else I can spend the and they ran away. Trade mission. Mission result from trade mission. The ambassador has completed his mission to establish a trade network with Syria. The Syrians are willing to trade, but the terms are not generous. We will trade iron for science. I don't want to trade iron. No. I need my iron more than anything else right now, so we prefer not to trade. Well, that was a waste. Hold up. Make use of you. National peace. Requires minimum pleased. Need to influence. us like you more. Darn, I had such a good thing. Oh, no wonder they don't like us anymore. They're Zoroastrian apparently likes me. Minus 40 close. Oh, because we're right next to each other. All right. Give stone, give wood, give food. All right. Olives. Oh, hey, there's a output iron plus 60 put output from hill plus 5 output from ore from iron here. Don't I get a bonus for doing mines next? Oh, miners are good at producing more iron. Honestly, I should be probably investing in that. Woodcutter specialist. Miner specialist. Yeah, that order. Right, yeah, you do trade faster over there. Hopefully, more marriage mission is active. Influence. Try and make them like us more. Because I'm a new person to them, unfortunately. You get out of range. Go back there and promote besieger into attack into urban. Bloodthirsty damaged. That might be useful. I'll just take it. Although there's barely any urban sprawl out here versus like over here where it's everywhere. What's this event? Towering Stones. The view of the ruins takes Amelia's breath away. Windswept and decaying ramparts stretch skyward in all directions and no doubt deep below as well. The ancient walls must have once towered higher than anything back in Rome. Amelia is exploring. Pry forth a stone as a keepsake, or as the cornerstone. Play the techniques for the ancients. Our portcullis unlocks. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it becomes the place to explore. It becomes returning home. Leave the crumbling structures. Cornerstone. Play the techniques. Oh, and I just get a free technology. And now I can get a spy master. Yeah, we do need a mine out here as well. I agree. Spy. And the younger. I need 100 civics for that. And I'm trying to save up for... What was I trying to save 100 civics up for? Oh, trying to do an inter-family marriage. All right. Yeah, let's promote you. Combat, focused, herbalist, plus action, brave versus melee units. Sure. Promote combat brave. Yes. Can't upgrade. Get up back here. Next units. Oh, ran out of things to promote. Oh. You can't do anything either, so anything. Start moving to position over there. All right, nothing else to do. End year. How long have I been streaming for? Almost 3 hours. Discovered sovereignty. Yes. Olgar Claudia the Younger, a royal, and Servius Pompeo gave birth to a son, Prince Octavius. Oh, so I guess this is the next guy in the air. Man, where is this family fucking tree at this point? Conscience is severely ill with effect. Alright, more demand. Sudden arrival of envoys from Greece caused disorder in the court. Their ruler, Perdiccas, demands we take up arms against Syria. It's not a decision to be considered lightly. We must wait. Damn it. Why are you at war with them? You know what? No. They hate us. Longer returning home. If anything, I should try and broker peace. Hopefully, like, the war doesn't drag out because they're so far away from each other. I'm closer to them, so. Amelia Longer, after years of exploration, Amelia the Affable has returned to Rome, a hero. As the capital celebrates her return, we should consider her future. A voice in the court would be the best way to capitalize on Amelia's unique. Amelia will be advised on matters of science. Courtier, make her courtier. She will resume exploration. You know what? Let's keep her out there exploring. By sword and siege. Carthaginian banners lie piled at your feet, but the tenacious nation is not yet defeated. Your General Scribonia the Loyal, comes before your order stating that your soldiers are weary from fighting and eager to see their homes. She suggests that a great offensive strike could help push the balance and show the might of Rome. Your armies must be start ambition, kill enemy units times 10. We're on that. Only a decisive strike will stop this. Capture 3 cities. That's going to take a lot. But that's kind of what I'm aiming to do anyways. That is going to be a lot, though. A lot. All right. Fine. Or anything else. Yeah. I want to build up more forces, so more hastatus. And what does it take to get machinery in the discard pile? Because I want to be able to get the onager. That might be able to actually. You requires tech machinery upgrades to mangonel. Start with splash 1. Must be unlimbered before attacking. I guess it's like you can't move and fire. You have to move, wait a turn, and then spend a time setting up. Metaphysic. All right, what is available? Composite. Oh wait, free ballista versus scholarship. Oh no, wait, that's not even the cards right now. Spoked wheel. You finally get chariot and get a chancellor. Free settler. That's kind of well beyond it at this point. Start the music. Coinage. Market. Free card. Free porcelain. Automate worker. I need spoked wheel. Those furs might be nice. Did you even say that I should be getting his drama? I'm gonna get spoked wheel. Well, they're fully expended. Okay. Go out here and pillage, burn, plus 20. I want to make him. I want to make him feel pain. Let's see here. Promote you. Combat, brave, horseman. Yes. Kind of what I want my spearmen for. Heal. Can't promote. Can I add a general? I don't even have enough. Heal in neutral territory. In neutral territory, not even. If same use in adjacent. I have plenty of people I can do. I just need to spend these things more properly. Stand by for now. You heal. Oh, and he can move back even. Oh. Healing territories. Buy tile for Ravenna. What's the point? Sure. Next unit. Stand by. Stand by. Oh, can I not upgrade this guy to whatever, let's just get him over here. Vote, strike, besieger, into urban. Yeah, that'd probably be useful. Not have enough to add general to him. Antonia, Roma. Unit cannot die. It sounds like that would be useful, but I need to actually generate. All right, I don't have 100 civics to do an internal marriage. Maybe after the fact, it might be actually worth trying to do that with this guy. Send goods, marriage. What else is going on? Covered sovereignty. What do I even get with sovereignty? Code, colonies, constitution versus tier. Low civics, low training. I got plenty of training, so, and I could use more science per. I need to build up some civics for this first. Nothing else I can do right now. Man, it seems like they had a horde of units, and it seems to they may have burned through them slightly. You successfully exert your influence on King Perdiccas of Greece. You blood becomes influenced. At least that's +4. Matriarch Hortensia of Forum Livia has successfully interceded on Oligarch Aulus the Younger. No easy day in the life of Matriarch Hortensia of Forum Livia. She has gained +1 discipline. Claudia is a royal and governor of Rome. Upgrade Delver. Mines and quarries 50% output. Cultivator. Farms inspiring Delver. Oh, but I should maybe add a general. Yes. General. Yeah, we're just adding generals out here. No, I want to try and get a marriage. Rio, trying to get lock that down. Because actually, I think I'm doing pretty good internally here. Claudii, we need to try and convert them. I need to get divine rule first. At least this person's happy with me. City is idle. Vote. Take civics. Oh no, wait. Council. Stone. Council. Already at discontent level 2, god damn it. Thing, moat, treasury, completion, here. I'm not generating units out here because they suck. Christian disciple requires holy city, state, religion, and cleric seat tolerance. Oh, great. This place is converted to Christianity. All right. Oh, hey. Oh, never mind. They have tons of units all hiding back here. Jesus. That is a lot of units. Fuck. Why are they holding them back here like this? They were just amassing forces, but it's like, I really need to build up a force before anything else. Another hastatus. Another one in the queue. Far strongholds. Six years over there. Sucks. Got tons of farmers out here, but you're not a miner. Nah, it's probably not worth it. So I didn't know we had, and they got an army down there, so we need to stack up. I need a lot more hastatus. Because they seem that they can tank. Can't promote you. You just stand by for right now. Can't promote you. Stand by. Bye. Stand by. Man, I got a lot of orders. They're just itching to be used, but I don't have enough units for them. You, I'm going to send on automated. Press 6. Turn ended. Turn. I can hear my computer fucking screeching right now. The Colossus. Oh, I should build it. Aulus the Younger, Governor Pompeo, has died in office. Carthage has converted to Manichaeism. Patriarch Philina the Debauched is now head of Judaism. She's in Greece, though. Marcia the Ranger is now head of the Fabii family. Opinion of you has gone from cautious to pleased. Okay. Our ambassador Marcia has completed her mission to establish a trade network with Greece. The Greeks are willing to trade, but the terms are not generous. Provide orders for iron. That's not necessarily the worst thing. If anything, I had an excess of orders. Willing to share science for iron, civics for iron. Fine, we'll do the orders for iron. A new marriage proposal from Greece has arrived. Let's see here. I am 23. I don't know if things affects things. Let's see here. Nikeia the Steadfast. A lot of wisdom, but no courage. More balanced. Oh, and she'll give us iron? All right, I'll take her. I don't need to be expanding my barracks at this point. Mines. Fine. actually. Profitable one. Fine there. Next guy. Build ministry. I am producing plenty of stone, so that's not the worst thing to put. Just too shy. Wondering what that silver diamond looking. Fortify position because they're coming for us. All right, can promote. Fierce, there you go. Can't add a general. I ran out of. Can't promote you. So. Come on, sentry for the next unit. Can't promote you. So. And sentry for the time being. You. Auto exploration. Get it. Screw you. If he gets below half health, he'll leave. Have him leave. Production. Council. Here. Worker scout. Jewish disciple. You mean a rabbi? To curb my. Alright. Council. Fest. Damn. Alright. What else is there to do? Honestly, I should probably call it a night. I actually need to eat dinner. So, yeah, that'll be it for the night, honestly. So I'm just gonna save. Yeah. I need to do some laundry because all tomorrow I'm gonna be at the rodeo and go to the concert. So I gotta remember, like, last little tidbit here. Let me ban myself so I can. I don't know what happened, but when I went to the rodeo on a Monday evening, and I went there to see the rodeo events, I got the ticket to actually go see the rodeo events, and I paid extra to get really down and close to the dirt. And in one of the optimal spots to see all the events. But all of a sudden, I started getting allergy attacks out the ass. I was running my nose. May have even caused it to bleed at one point. I forget which. And I was sneezing out my ass in a crowded environment. I was just like, what is happening? Is it like this doesn't happen to me because I had sitting up close to the dirt like that before and never had this problem. So tomorrow I gotta remember to like have Dayquil or antihistamines or tons of Allegra and shit. I should probably actually run to the office or at my office because I have an Allegra bottle in there. I probably have one here in my apartment. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it was the dust from the dirt floor that they created or if it was the horse hair, the calf hair that was in the air that was making me do that, but that was that was an unpleasant experience. So I gotta remember to come with tons of drugs ready to like hold me down. I'm gonna preemptively probably take an Allegra or Claritin or something to like make sure that I don't have a sneezing fit. And plenty of water along with that. So no stream tomorrow. I keep on putting off doing streams for the sake of whatchamacallit. Doing Dark Souls. That's just a game that is cursed that evening to me. So, but I'm gonna commit to it. Dark Souls is an old game that I want to actually go properly through. I've played Dark Souls 2, but haven't finished it. But Dark Souls is like one of the OG games that I want to play. But I probably will like put Souls games off for a while. I want to try something else. So, final thing. No stream tomorrow evening. Rodeo purpose. Be back on Wednesday.